Hey guys, MC Mura here, and today is a big day because Capcom finally released Season 2 of Street Fighter 6. They've just put out Akuma along with him. Is a big balance change that is affecting all of the different characters. As I always do, I will walk through each of the individual characters one by one. Probably each will get their individual videos. But before I do that, I got to talk about the system changes because Capcom did actually address some of the general and most complained about aspect, I will say, of Street Fighter 6. Some of the changes here are actually pretty big deal. So the first public enemy of Street Fighter 6, at least for a good portion of the players, were parries, and specifically the reward on perfect parry, right? Because perfect parry did have damage scaling, but still you could use it to like attack the drive of the opponent, put them in burnout, do all of that. Now they did actually reduce the effectiveness of this. Here for example I get Akuma and I got him in a punish counter state, right? So if I grab Akuma here, my forward throw does 1 stock of damage, back throw does 1 stock of damage. What they did is if you do this out of a perfect parry, check this out, it's only doing half a bar right now. I get a perfect parry, I throw him, only half a bar. So this means that if you happen to hit him after the perfect parry, there is also additional scaling to the meter reduction of their drive. You gain less drive, they lose less drive, and you gain less super, right? Which I think is a very good change. Now this doesn't just apply to throws, this applies to hits as well. For example, this is Manon Heavy Punch into her level 2 super. This combo traditionally, as you can see, does 2 stocks worth of drive damage. If I do this after a perfect parry, this will only now do 1 stock. So scaling applies, and this even overrides the scaling or the combo damage, the drive damage that supers do. So this is a fantastic change. I think this is a fantastic change across the board, right? Now Capcom also did change parry itself because parry now got more active frames. So if like Akuma is throwing a fireball and I tap parry like a little bit early, the timing window, the window it's active for is a little bit more now. So that is good, right? It's active for more, right? But it got more longer duration overall, and you are more vulnerable. So for example, if I let's knock down Akuma here and we're gonna make him wake up parry. Right? The entire animation of the parry, he's stuck there for longer. He's stuck there for longer, which means that I got way more time. See this? I'm like walking backwards, walking forwards. I walked like half a screen, and I'm still getting like a punish counter grab, and I'm throwing him from further, right? So you are throwable from a further range, and as you can see, like you are stuck there for longer. Now another thing they did change with this is you will start regenerating drive faster after blocking something. And I think the entire idea of this is for Fireball Wars, because if you didn't perfect parry the Fireball, it was possible to be at a net meter loss. So they are trying to make you regenerate faster to avoid that situation. So huge changes. I think this is a very good change for parries now. Tapping parry in the neutral, doing like something negative, and then tapping parry is gonna be a lot more negative, right? The whole like I'm gonna try to tap parry to like wish parry, that is less effective now, and the reward you get even if you get the perfect parry isn't that strong. Great stuff, to be honest. Now they also did change back throws, and this is universal. After a back throw there is a bigger separation between you and the opponent. Let's stop doing parries, right? So now there is more distance, and this is to avoid like the whole I'm gonna wake up perfect parry and then I'm gonna back throw to swings around, that now have been fixed. So both of these are things that are really big changes. Both of these are really big changes, I think, right? Should stop the snowball effect that you can get from like a perfect parry and then turning the table, right? So that's huge. Now, Capcom also did address Drive Rush. Drive Rush is probably the most complained about aspect of Street Fighter 6. A lot of people don't like it. And what they did is what you do out of Drive Rush now have expanded Hurtbox. So it should be easier, if Akuma here for example is doing that, as you can see, it should be easier for me to hit him. Right, so that actually is a pretty big deal. Right, they didn't add the punish counter state, but they made it easier to check. It's also not slower whatsoever. So the change is that the hurt box is now expanded, even on grabs and everything, so it's easier to check it. Right, you can check it from further ranges. So, I mean, that's good. I think a lot more people wished for it to be more penalized, like getting punish counter after if you get hit out of a drive rush. But what's here, I think, is still fine, all things considered. Now, they also obviously did add the reversal, the wake up drive reversal, right? Now, you can't use it in the neutral. It's only like on recovery. So like you can only use it if you're waking up from the ground, which it remains to be seen like the effectiveness of this. I kind of wish that you were able to do it in the neutral, because I figured this might help with something like a Rashid, right? Something like a Rashid level 2 mix, but no, it's not a tool that you can just throw out. In the neutral, you're still just gonna get a drive impact. You only use this when you're waking up from the floor. It's specifically, strictly wake up option. Now, Capcom also did change the drive reversal somewhat, because now it's only -6 on block. So we're gonna get the frame meter on. Check this out. If I block it, it's -6, so just trying to make it a little bit better. And the startup on the wake up version is faster at 18 frames. We're still gonna see the effectiveness of this. Now, they did also add like they made it better. As you can see, they made it better against like low profiling moves, because I guess some moves were able to low profile drive reversals. I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna take their words for it. And they adjusted the pushback so that it's similar across every character, right? Now, they did also take out the bug. They're saying there was like a bug where you were able to get the opponent to be stunned, but there was no additional scaling. Because as you know, in the corner, if you happen to like, let's say they got to block everything and they got no drive, right? Here your combo does like additional scaling. Apparently there were like some setups where you can avoid that, but that was taken out. So again, I'm gonna have to take their words for it on this one. Now, there is another additional change, a couple of them that are pretty interesting. The first one is just more scaling on light combos. If you start a combo from lights, it is doing less damage. As you can see, instead of going 190, it's 180. The second hit immediately does more less damage. It's more aggressive scaling, and I think they're trying to just lower the damage across the board, especially the damage that you get from lights. So I guess that is a pretty fair change. They also did address the inputs. What they did is they made doing quarter circle forward, half circle back, and all of that, even air moves, they made it a little bit more strict. And this is to stop additional or accidental inputs, right? Where you're just walking back and forward and bam, I got a special move. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. They are trying to address this. The rest are just bug fixes. Now, there is also some bug fixes here and there. Some characters got their jumps fixed, more landing recovery. Jumping light kicks now is more even across the board, and they did change drive impact, like the pause after drive impact, so that it's not as awkward, the hit stop, right? And that is about it. These are some big changes. We're gonna have to wait and see how effective wake up drive reversal is gonna be, but the change to parry and people just mashing and tapping parry, this is really major, and I really want to see if this will reduce the effectiveness of just wishful parries and tap parries. Drive rush, we're gonna have to wait and see if it's easier to check. A lot of it, we're gonna have to wait and see. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.